It's always important to make the bed, even if you're living with your mom, with your family, with your wife, with your whatever. Always make the bed. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Firmly Talking. So I know the lighting is the worst in this video, I'm aware, but I was trying to fix this and like I'm in a different location and this is not my normal room. That's why I'm doing this video and that's why the lighting is really bad. So into this video I want to bring a topic a little bit different. So as you all know, or like maybe you know from other reasons, one of the main jobs that I have right now and what I studied for more than 6 years, it's basically on coding of like software engineering. So I developed a career on software engineering, and because of that I got a job as a software developer, a software engineer, where I basically code and do different projects and stuff like that, right? So, and I was reading some, because like programmers and people that code, like most of them tend to be not different, but kind of like not as the, I mean, that's what everyone says or like sees. And at some point I agree. I mean, I'm also like kind of weird, I would say, or I mean different from the rest of the people. And that's why I was thinking in bringing different topics on how to be a good software engineer, or someone that has as a job or as a main job coding. Maybe if I put it like this, it's gonna be better. So one of the main skills that a good software engineer has is communication. So having a good communication with your colleagues, with your managers, with everyone that is around you is extremely important. Sometimes even more than coding, to be honest. Because when you communicate like through verbal expressions, and of course if you're not good on communicating verbally, you should start doing it like writing papers or like a diary or like wherever you think it's gonna be good for improving your verbal skills on communicating. And it doesn't really matter if it's a project meeting, one-on-one with one colleague, your manager. Communication is super important. And explain everything. You're doing a trip, explain it. You're going, I don't know, working from home because on Friday maybe you want to work from home, or on Monday, explain it, say it, just like speak up. And if you have a problem with one of your colleagues or someone in the company, speak up, explain it. That's nothing bad is going to happen, because if you communicate, only good things are going to happen in your job and with the relationships that you have in the job with the people that you work with. The second skill on how to become a better software engineer, because again, it's not just coding and doing like coding super fast and coding super good and super clean. That's not the main, I mean, it's one of the main important aspects and main important skills that a software engineer needs to have. But also debugging a code, and not, when I mean debugging, is not just like using prints. No, like also debugging through a debugger as itself, because that way it's gonna prevent you from being and like from achieving problems in your code that you're all the time asking for help, and maybe doing a proper debugging of your code is gonna provide better results and faster results. And in that way you're not gonna have to ask all the time for the problem, and maybe more than once, because you already faced that problem before. And spending some time in debugging the code, where does it break or where does it create a specific error, like even if it's a compilation error, like execution error, whatever, in case you're doing it for C++, for example, or C# or whatever. In those situations, it's going to be better for you, because that's going to be like a learning process on how you got that bug, and therefore it's going to be better for the future. The third one is time management and prioritization, because so many times employees, and like, I mean, that's not only for software engineers, employees in general in any like company, sometimes we need to get a lot of workload, and it's important to know what you can achieve and what you cannot, because maybe your manager, for example, in X company is giving you more job or like more tasks, or maybe it's giving you less. So it's important to know what are your options in order to have a complete span on your day, that you have tasks to do. But it's important time management, because if you're overloaded or that you have less work to do, that's also going to be bad, and your manager eventually will know about that. So that's super important that you are able to know when you have more work and when you have less work, and communicate that to your manager. Therefore, also eventually, if you have, for example, 3 projects and 2 are more important, and you have 2 projects and one is more important than the other, prioritize that project that needs to be solved and eventually finished before the other one. And that also eventually takes more it might take you more time to do that project that needs to be done, but it's a priority. And you should be able to say no to doing that other project if a colleague from your work tells you like, hey, you should finish this up. You might say, yeah, I know, but my manager said that this has to be done before, so I'm going to prioritize that other project instead of your project or whatever project you're talking about with that person, and eventually it's going to become better for you and for the project manager. The 4th one, it's regarding problem solving, because and some people might disagree with that, or some software engineers might disagree with that, but we're not paid for writing code. Let's be honest, we're not paid for writing thousands of code, of lines of code, and let's see and see who brings more code and cleaner code and more functional code, not just lines, let's say programs, and writing code, the best code. No, I mean, we're working and we get paid for solving problems. Because when you solve problems, the problems are solved through coding. And of course, coding is super important, and you need to write good code and clean code and code that is extremely functional and efficient. But we are paid to solve problems. So maybe a problem is not solved through coding, it's solved through writing a doc, for example. So again, like having problem solving skills for all the management, or like all the different projects that you're related in that have manager, obviously, but all the projects that you're in, the idea is that you solve the problems that you have in every project. That's the 4th. And the last one, the 5th one, it's gonna sit here. It's regarding user experience, because if you are bring a product to the market, to the company, and users users that use products from that company, external users, are eventually going to use that specific product. So being able to see the experience or see the feedback of the user and have a good user experience. I know this might not be as important as the previous ones, especially the one on communication and the one on time management, as well as the one that I talked, the 4th one. But in those situations, in this case, it's also kind of important to have feedback and a user experience skills, to have feedback from the users and also good user experience skills. So that was it for the video. Hope the lighting in this room is so fucking bad. Holy shit. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm actually in Switzerland right now, taking some time off for skiing and doing some content as well. But thank you so much for watching, and make sure you watch my video on how to avoid talking like a simp and behaving like a simp or an angry simp, and have a masculine mindset that's going to bring you success in your life, and is going to avoid you a lot of problems that you might have in your daily life and in your life eventually as well. And here for subscribing, and make sure you ring and you click the I don't know how to call it, like this bell button, because to receive all the information and updates from the channel, because I upload 2 main videos every single week, and also like some shorts and stuff. And yeah, I think you might be able to watch them. So thank you so much for watching, and remember to stay always firmly